going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Brooklyn Nets franchise. And to start this second episode, man, I got something so excited to tell you guys. Something that is extremely exciting for this team, at least for the remainder of this season. The Brooklyn Nets have made their first move with their new GM, and that move is to sign former All-Star DeMarcus Cousins to a one-year veteran minimum deal, pulling him out of the gutters of Taiwan, putting him right back on an NBA floor, and he'll take immediate minutes and he will make an immediate impact for this team. Personally, I think this is a move that the Nets in real life should flirt with the idea of. He would fix some of the issues they run into, I think. Having no backup center and then having no centers to stretch the floor. He fills both of those roles. I don't know exactly how well he would play at 33 years of age in the fast-paced, stretched-out NBA now, but he played well when he last played with Golden State, averaged 9 points a game. But I'm hoping to get a glimpse of what he once was when he played in Sacramento and New Orleans, where he was a 25-12 kind of guy. But after signing him, we're going to see what he can do on this team. He will go in as our backup center entering this next game. Now, he'll be the 9th man on the rotation, which means he'll be taking Trendon Watford's minutes, at least for this first game. We're going to see how he plays in this game against San Antonio. As you probably know, the Nets did already play that game, and they beat San Antonio, which I don't think anybody's really all that surprised of. San Antonio's not very good. I mean, they're only a 10-win team leading into the All-Star break, so they're not very good. And then you have Victor Wembanyama on the strange minutes restriction that they have him on, which I get that he's never played this many games in his career, but it still seems weird that you'd bench your best player more than half the game. But I'm not Greg Popovich. I haven't won championships, so I'm not going to question it too heavily. But yeah, so the rotation is going to look a little bit different here entering the San Antonio game. We did move, as I said in the last video, kind of moving some things around. After watching the Nets game the other night where they played San Antonio, I think Dennis Schroeder actually fits better with this first unit, which is why he's going to play. And then we have Ben Simmons coming off the bench at point guard. Now, again, this will probably change as we see matchups and things like that, but I think that having Ben Simmons and DeMarcus on the floor at the same time is one of those things where you have two guys that are going to dominate in the paint, and then DeMarcus Cousins can force the defense to have to stretch the floor when Ben Simmons on the floor, keeping him on the floor with other people who can shoot, with Lonnie Walker, with DFS, Cousins. That'll just sort of shift the dynamic, I think, a little bit with that second unit. But other than that, I mean, it's a really exciting pickup, something that we should get some sort of positive out of. And yeah, so just gonna kind of move into this game, and we'll see where DeMarcus can take us. All right, so we're going to simulate through some of these games, kind of move on a game-by-game basis through the rest of the season. I had planned on going through and watching games, but I feel like at least for this rest of this season, we'll get through this season, and then we'll go through the off-season in a video and make some moves, make some trades, and then next season we can kind of start with a fresh slate as a new team, essentially. But so that's basically what we're going to do. So we'll go through Simcast, and we'll just go with it kind of fast, and then once it gets down to the wire, we'll slow it down. We are playing very well, it looks like, in this game against the Spurs. It kind of looks like it's kind of mirroring what happened in real life, where we beat them by quite a bit. Now we're up by 30. They're making a little bit of a move towards us, but we're still up by quite a bit. It looks like we're gonna win this game by over 30. We're up by almost 40 now. This is kind of crazy. We're going to win this game by quite a bit here. Yeah, so we're going to win this game by 50. This worked out really well. Take a look at what we had from our team. Cal Bridges at 36, 9, and 4. Cam Thomas at 24 and 1. Dennis Schroeder had 18 and 13, which is actually really close to what he had in this game in real life. DFS had 16, Cam Johnson had 16, Claxton has 10, 16, and 3 and 4 with 3 blocks and a steal on 5 for 7 shooting, which is pretty good. Ben Simmons 10, 2, 5, 2, and 1. Lonnie Walker 8, 2, 1. Boogie with a near double-double in his first game. Playing well, considering that he's been playing in Taiwan for the last couple of months, and this was his first game against NBA competition. But it was a good start to this rebuild type thing here. But so we're gonna move into these 2 Celtics games, and then we'll get through All-Star Weekend, which is this weekend, and I'm excited. I love watching the All-Star stuff. I know that some people don't love the All-Star activities because they're just not great basketball, but I enjoy it because it's just high flying, a lot of deep threes. It's just fun to watch. But we do have an injury here for Dariq Whitehead. I think though that we'll just leave the rotation. He wasn't in the rotation anyways. So now we have some things to think about here, because with Day'Ron Sharpe coming back, we have a situation where the minutes will be split now with some other guys. So I think we're going to split some minutes with Dorian Finney-Smith, maybe some Lonnie Walker minutes, some Ben Simmons minutes, and then down on DeMarcus Cousins. We'll keep Boogie at, we'll go like 18, 17, 18 for all these guys, and then I think we're going to give Day'Ron some minutes, because Day'Ron is a good rebounder. I think that if we can get him some minutes, we'll go there with the minutes, and then we'll give DFS 80. So we'll extend to a 10-man rotation with Day'Ron Sharpe coming back. But for now, I think I like this rotation. So now we'll simulate through this game against the Celtics. We'll see what happens with this in terms of our simulation, because they did lose in real life both games back to back. Slow it down. Looks like we're gonna lose, take a 5-point loss. Look at some of our stats. Cam Thomas, 27. A Boogie with 12, 1, and 2. Didn't get the rebounds, which is surprising, but as we saw, we got an injury with Dennis Schroeder. See what his injury is. I said we'll miss 4 to 6 weeks with injury. Right hand fracture, out 4 to 6 weeks. So that is not ideal. So now we're going to have to take a look at this game plan and game plan around that. So we'll slide Ben in as our starting point guard now. And then we'll get some minutes to Dennis Smith Jr. Go up to like 20 and give Ben 26 minutes. And then we'll go with that into this second game. That really sucks though, that he's out. He'll be out almost the entire rest of the season. All right. Some target players. We own our pick this year. Let me actually. No. We own our pick, and I think we're gonna throw Donovan Clingan on there. Clingan, if that's how you say it. I've seen him play quite a bit. I don't think we'll have the chance to go after Alexander Sarr. I just don't see it as very likely. We're gonna throw Matt Buzelis on here. Buzelis. I don't know how to say these guys' names. So if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. I don't know who else. Maybe just throw on somebody, one of these other guys. Bobby Clintman. I think that's all we get, right? We get. Oh, we can get more. So we'll look at definitely power forwards for now. Throw in Tyler Smith. Kwame Evans. How many people can I pick? Okay, so I have one more pick, one more option. I think we're gonna go like a tall, small forward. I think there we go. We'll go Melvin Ajinka at 6'10" with a 7-foot wingspan, or maybe Adam Bona. I don't know. Adam. Probably Adim Bona. 7'4" wingspan at 6'10", 246 pounds. It's definitely gonna be. Oh, I actually have 3. I just saw that I have 3 left now. We'll go Babacar Miller. And then just for fun, we'll go Bronny. Because why not? Oh, I have another one. So we'll do Isaiah Collier. There we go. Scout those guys. We'll simulate through this game, see what happens here. We lost this game by like 50 the other night. But for now, we're keeping up. One-point game here. By 3 with 4 to go. Down now. We're making some moves. We're up by 3. Up by 3. Looks like we're gonna win this one. So that's where we're gonna stop. That's where we're gonna, not where we're gonna stop, but the real life stops imitating, or the game stops imitating real life is in this game where we win by 6 instead of losing by 50 like we did in real life. Lonnie Walker with 18, Boogie with 17, Cam Thomas with 16, Mikal Bridges with 16, Claxton with 15 and 11. This is just good all-around play. Dayron, that's what I was talking about with the 8 rebounds in 13 minutes. That's just what he gives us. The 6, 7, and 5 by Ben. Not great, but it's decent, so we'll live with it. Now we'll simulate through All-Star Weekend. Oh, accidentally simulated through that game. That's my bad. We did win this game. Cam Thomas with 28. Mikal Bridges with 20. I do think, though, that maybe I'm going to simulate now. I might just simulate through the season. There's quite a few games left. Maybe we'll get some of the important like conference games. So we'll simulate. We won't play, but we'll simulate up to this the Sixers game. We'll go with Simcast. Lose 2 against the Grizzlies. We're gonna automate. Or not 2 against the Grizzlies. Yeah, we need to look at contract extensions. So our contracts. Let's see who's got. I don't think we have anybody really that's. So we can re-sign Ben Simmons. But if we re-sign Ben Simmons, I'm not paying him $15 million a year. That's just ridiculous in my opinion. At this point that he's not worth that. We have nobody else though that's eligible. But yeah, we're gonna go. I know that I'm going back and forth, but I'm just gonna simulate through the season. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs. Okay, so we'll adjust our rotation. We're going to pull Ben Simmons back up out of the lineup. Well, we'll let the CPU run the lineup. Screw it. Done a 9-man rotation. Cousins now to 23 minutes. Okay, I don't mind that. I do think, though, that I'm going to take away minutes from Lonnie Walker, give them to Cam Thomas. But then that's how we'll go out the rest of the season. Maybe not. Just have CPU adjust rotation to get through it. Cam Thomas breaks his ankle. Not ideal. We're definitely not going to make the playoffs. For the rest of the season, we're going to let the CPU kind of run things. And then we'll get into some off-season in the next episode. Simulate through the playoffs. Alright, Finney Smith's back. Cameron Johnson's out with a bruised hip. Wow, this is just really bad. Broken nose for DFS. Injury for Cam Johnson's healed. So everybody's getting hurt. Looks like Dayron Sharp breaks his left ankle. And so, there we go. We're going to have Luka Doncic win League MVP. Victor Wembanyama wins Rookie of the Year. No surprise with those two. Russell Westbrook, 6th Man of the Year. I don't know if that's a award that he's high up on right now. Wemby with Defensive Player of the Year. Again, if he wins that, it's really not going to be that much of a surprise because he is averaging 3 blocks. And then Jalen Johnson, Most Improved Player. I like Jalen Johnson. If we could get him here, that would be awesome. Kevin Durant, Clutch Player of the Year. And JB Bickerstaff at 59 and 23 wins Coach of the Year. So these are all your first team candidates: Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nikola Jokic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Trae Young. Second team, LeBron, Jason Tatum, Domantas Sabonis, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis. All-NBA third team, the rookie, Victor Wembanyama, Steph Curry, Donovan Mitchell, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Edwards. Our all-defensive team, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic, Giannis, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Victor Wembanyama. Second team, Alex Caruso, Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, Kawhi, and Anthony Davis. Our all-rookie first team, Victor Wembanyama, Chet Holmgren. No surprise for any of these. Sir Thompson, Brandon Miller, and Amen Thompson. No surprise to any of those. Our second team, Derek Lively, Jaime Jaquez, Scoot, Keontae George, Marcus Sasser. Again, not really any surprises there. Move on to the playoffs. We definitely did not even make the play-in. So let's see, where did we finish? We finished 33 and 49. I need to go maybe look at full stats or full standings. We were not last. We were 11th in the conference, and so we missed it by 4 games, but we had a good bit of a gap between us, Toronto, Detroit, Washington, and Charlotte. And the Spurs, I'm guessing, finished... Okay, so they finished 20 and 62, so not the worst in the NBA. I only look because I know that they're only a 10, or I think 11 win team now. So, looking at the playoffs, we'll get through the play-in, see who enters the playoffs. So we have the Knicks and the Magic, the Kings and the Warriors, who will be in as the 7 seeds. Go by round, see who moves on. Looks like the Pacers. So the Knicks will beat the Cavs, who were the top seed in the East. The Knicks beat the Cavs 4-2. Indiana beats Philly 4-1. Miami beats Milwaukee 4-2. Boston beats Orlando 4-2. OKC beats Sacramento 4-2. New Orleans beats Denver, the reigning NBA champions, 4-0. I'm going to have to call cap on that one. The Clippers beat the Mavs 4-0. Again, going to have to call cap. They might win that series, but I think that, Luka is that guy, so he's going to do more than that. Minnesota beat Golden State. Again, I think if Golden State finds a way to win, and I think that they'd have an opportunity there. They did put up a good fight, 7-game series. I think that this could potentially be a long-lasting series if this is the way that the seeds line up. But you gotta go on the back of Steph Curry and Draymond and Klay Thompson and Steve Kerr, guys who have won so many championships total. But we got OKC, the Pelicans, Timberwolves, Clippers, Pacers, Knicks, Celtics, and Heat. Simulate the rounds using the conference finals. OKC versus the Clippers. Boston versus the Pacers. Simulate this round. Western Conference Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard at 28-5-5 with 3 steals and a block. Shot 50-50-80 on the series. And then Jason Tatum with 26-6-5-1-1. Shot 60-40-77. So this would be a fun one. We'll go game by game. Game 1 goes to the Celtics. Game 2 goes to the Clippers. Game 3 goes to the Celtics. Game 4 goes to the Celtics up 3-1. And the Celtics will get the gentleman's sweep in a 120-108 championship winning game. And I have Jason Tatum, of course, nobody's surprised. Shooting 54% and 48% from 3 with 28-8-4. So now we'll move on. We'll finish this video here. These first couple are going to be a little bit more boring, a little bit more just me talking. So if you enjoyed the video, I really appreciate it. We'll press go. We'll go on to the offseason. In the next video, we'll go over all of the expectations of this team. We're going to go over everything that we believe we can get out of free agency. And then we'll go through the draft. We'll make our draft picks. We'll do our staff signings. And we have a lot of really big decisions to make for this team. Like, where does Ben Simmons go from here? Do we try to get rid of Ben Simmons? Do we try to move Ben Simmons? Do we take a guy like Mikal Bridges or Cam Johnson and try to trade them for draft capital? Or do we try to trade them for some other guys to boost this team. Do we re-sign DeMarcus Cousins for another season? We'll have to take a look at stats at the end of the season, try to get a look at where our plus minus is causing us problems, who is the better players, who deserves the minutes. And we also have to take a look at our coaching staff. In real life, I think that it's time for Jacques Vaughn to be removed from his position as head coach. I think he lost the locker room months ago, and I think that at this point, nobody's playing for him. They're playing for each other, and that's not enough in the NBA. You have to be able to play for your coach. It's like the situation with Milwaukee right now, where Milwaukee, all of a sudden, who was looking like one of the most dangerous teams in the league, they suck under Doc Rivers. And I think it's because there was no ability for Doc Rivers to get them to believe in him as their coach. And so now they're playing catch up. At least with his All-Star break, they'll be able to come back into the season after the break. And that kind of respect and rapport from the players and the coaches combined will kind of, I think, flow a little bit into the post All-Star break games. But for this Brooklyn team, we got a lot of things to think about. We've got a lot of things to do. We've got a lot of moves to make, a lot of trades to consider. But I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. I'm really excited to see what we can put together for this offseason. And I really appreciate you stopping by. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.